Welcome everyone. We are going to react to Charlie Puth's How Long performance. That was his performance in the live lounge at the BBC studios. We're just going to go over how he approached his vocals, how he sung in a very stripped down version where there's not too much of a backing vocal. There's just him and his guitarist playing. We don't have a drummer and like a stripped down version, and how he did very well even in this version. And we will also see how he performed overall as compared to the original song and what he might have done differently. Let's begin.
Yeah. I'll admit I was wrong. What else can I say, girl? Can't you play my head and not my heart?
As he started out, when I was trying to learn this song, How Long, and especially the beginning part where there's a small run, I tried to rush through it. I didn't try to learn it properly, and when I sang a few times, I went to my coach and I did like something like and he said, this is sloppy. This is now how you practice a run. You break it down and you practice at a slow speed. Over time, gain confidence, and when you have more confidence, then you can add the other aspects to it, right? But at the moment, you're singing way too fast. It's way too sloppy. You need to break it down, sing at a slower speed. And then I did and I practiced like slowly over and over. And then over time it became more and more and more natural, and then I was able to do it fluently. But what I see here is Charlie is actually he's singing a little bit lower. I think he's singing almost an octave lower here, instead of like how he starts the song right here.
I was wrong.
I'll admit I was wrong. Maybe there are I think he's going like few semitones lower, as compared to the original song.
Yeah.
And this run is like, oh yeah. It's not in his head voice. It's not like, yeah. Instead of that, he is more in his chest voice.
I'll admit I was wrong. What else can I say, girl?
I think the original song is like, I'll admit I was wrong. What else can I say, girl? And it's, I'll admit I was wrong. What else can I say, girl? It's a more chilled out approach to this, and which sounds pretty cool in this.
Can't you play my head and not my heart? I was drunk, I was gone. That don't make it right, but I promise there were no feelings involved. She said, boy, tell me honestly, was it real or just for sure? Yeah.
So now the first time he goes purely in his head voice right here.
She said, boy, tell me honestly, was it real or just for sure? Yeah.
She said, save your apologies. Maybe I just gotta know. So this is like his kind of falsetto. It's not very pure head voice, but it's like falsetto with a little bit of airy head voice. It's not like she said, it's she. There's a little bit of air there, so which actually gives a very good effect to this song, especially this chorus, and to the feel of the song. It sounds really beautiful. So let's go over it.
Said, boy, tell me honestly, was it real or just for sure? Yeah. She said, save your apologies. Baby, I just gotta know, how long has this been going on? You've been creeping around on me while you're calling me baby. How long has this been going on? You've been acting so shady. I've been feeling it lately, baby.
Yeah, so he did the pre-chorus, chorus, and pre-chorus, and getting into the chorus part, almost like he does in his song. The only difference here is he doesn't have his own backing vocals. So when you perform, or not perform, so you're using the wrong word, when you record in a studio, and you can like stack a layer over your song, like you can have in harmony here, and like combine it together so it gives you a fuller sound. So that's why when you hear the original version of a song, or if you especially the studio version, especially with the modern recording techniques, there are like a lot of layers of vocals stacked up, and maybe there's an harmony going on, somebody singing an F sharp, other person singing like a same person singing a C. So you have these harmonies going on, which stack up, and so it gives you a fuller sound. So because when he's singing here solo, maybe his guitarist could have given like sang with him, but maybe he doesn't want to sing at all.
You've been creeping around on me while you're calling me baby. How long has this?
And he does this very quick like a very quick vibrato. It's not natural to me, I can't even do it, but he does
You're
that.
calling me baby. Going on. You've been creeping around on me while you're calling me baby. How long?
It's very fast. I can't even do that fast vibrato. Vibrato is something which comes very naturally to people. Some people can control it to an extent, but it's very hard to completely control it.
Has this been going on? You've been acting so shady. I've been feeling it lately, lately.
This is very much pure head voice with less of air. It's not. It's more pure head. So to develop this, you need to really practice with good chord closure, good breath support, and practicing the head voice sounds. Like you can practice goo goo, goo 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 goo, and you practice this over and over and over again, and with certain scales depending on your range, with good compression, like you hold your breath properly and you project your voice properly with minimal tension. There will be a little bit of tension, but with minimal amount of tension, and you will be able to sing like Charlie Puth. This is something I really wanted to do for the longest time. I really struggled for almost a year and a half trying to sing his head voice, and I sounded awful. But with the right techniques and right way of practicing, I was able to get it relatively fast. Like within 2-3 weeks I was able to get it.
I'll admit it's my fault, but you gotta believe me when I said it only happened once. I tried, but you'll never see that you're the only one I wanna love. Oh yeah.
I have to give credit to the guitarist. He's doing a phenomenal job right there. It's perfectly on time. All the small things, like the small riffs he's doing, it's suiting perfectly with the song. And when Charlie comes in with his keyboard, it just blends perfectly, so beautifully, and you can feel the vibe of the music. And he's singing very much in his chest voice. It's a very open, and it's a lot lower, and there's a lot of like vocal fry kind of stuff going on there, and in the back, like it's not really obvious, but when you sing with a little bit of fry, that's how it will come out.
Never see that you're the only one I wanna love. Oh yeah. She said, boy, tell me honestly, was it real or just for show? Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Like that's his way of doing it. If I would have done the studio recording, I would have made it a bit more open and said, show. Like I would have chosen to do it that way, but maybe he wants to add in a different level of dynamic. Maybe he feels that's more correct. I'm pretty sure he has the range, he has the power to do it. But that's like could be a stylistic choice. But I would rather a lot of people sing openly with more of an open vowel, with an open position, and yeah, that will be amazing.
Wanna love. Oh yeah.
When he sings love. It's very open. It's not love. It's love. It's open, right?
She said, boy, tell me honestly, was it real or just for show? Yeah. She said, save your apologies, baby, I just gotta know, how long has this been going on?
It's done so beautifully. It makes me so happy when I see he just perfectly nails it. And that a very important thing as a singer and a performer is also being in tune with your band members, right? And are you like on the beat? Like, are you on in time, right? Like they are so perfectly in sync. There's like slight bit here and there. It's a live performance. You can't be absolutely perfect. We are not robots, but this is very good. And how the vocals blends and with the guitar and his keyboard is just beautiful. It sounds so cool. I would have loved to be there in the studio.
Baby, I just gotta know, how long has this been going on? You've been creeping around on me while you're calling me baby. How long has this been going on? You've been acting so shady, I've been feeling it lately, baby. I've been acting so shady, I've been feeling it lately, baby. How long has it been going on, baby?
He did the head part voice very beautifully. It's a little bit more airy compared to the studio version, but it suits pretty well. So instead of he has a little bit of air. Just a little bit more air compared to it's like an owl, like when owls is it's very pure. There's very little of air, but you can go from like with a little bit more air. So I feel that this head voice is adding a little bit of air. When you're starting out, I recommend to develop a pure head voice, and later on you make it airy. What a lot of people do is they try to mimic these big artists and try to sing with an airy falsetto kind of a voice. They never make the head voice really strong. So what happens is if you don't really focus on your head voice, and if you don't make it super strong first, and you try to sing with the airy, you never really learn how to close your vocal cords properly and support yourself with your diaphragm. Let's say breathing from the diaphragm, like breathing from the belly properly. So the projection is never as powerful. The sound is never as clear. But if you learn how to sing with the pure head voice first, and you are very clear and you can do it with less effort, less pressure, then you can add on that airiness. Then you can add those effects. A little bit of vibrato, airiness, fry, cry, whatever you want to add. You can add it later. And that will give you a more like a rich tone, and that will give you a lot of confidence, because in some songs you will need a pure head voice. In some songs you will need a bit of a falsetto, you need a bit of this airiness like he's singing. So that's something you to be mindful of, especially when you're starting out as a new singer.
Yes, it's been going on, baby. She said, boy, tell me honestly, was it real? It's one of the saddest songs I ever wrote, isn't it?
It's like saying it in a funny way. One of the saddest songs I ever wrote, isn't it? He's a funny guy.
Was it real? It's one of the saddest songs I ever wrote, isn't it? She said, save your apologies, baby, I just gotta know, how long has this been going on?
Like in the studio version, there's like going on. Like there's a bunch of layers. I don't know exactly what pitch. They're very close to that. But here, since he's singing by himself, like there's no harmony, so he's just holding on to one note, which is a smart thing to do when you're doing a like live perform. But if you have backup vocalists and if your guitarist can sing a little bit, I would encourage them to join us and give me a bit of fuller. That was amazing. Such a phenomenal performance with very stripped down version. Is just him and the guitar player and guitarist and his keyboard, but they did a phenomenal job. They came together and like his pitch was very very good for live performance. It wasn't like perfect, and it's really hard to be perfect as like, we are humans, we are not robots, right? So but his pitch was pretty good. His keyboard, he's like amazing when it comes to it. It feels like it's an extension of his arm. The keyboard he just like plays with so much control, and it's amazing. Like everything was on pitch, and when he wanted the effects, how he wanted it, that was so cool. I think some of the head voice parts could have been better, but giving it it's a live performance. You can't always get things right, or maybe stylistically he wanted to do something different. Maybe add a bit of air, a little less of air there. So that thing, the guitarist was phenomenal. Like I have to give him a round of applause to the guitarist. He did a phenomenal job. It suited so well to the song, and I'm really really proud of both of these guys doing a phenomenal job. Amazing musicians on stage, and yeah, I mean, I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And if you really want to learn how to sing like Charlie Puth, what I really recommend you to is get your head voice like really strong. Like you want to do some exercises on a regular basis, so you develop a clean head voice first, and then you can add the eeriness later on, and that will really help you. If you haven't checked it out, check out my free 5-part video series below, which goes over all the 5 fundamentals of singing, and there are also some free exercises in there which can help you, and a couple of bonus videos in there as well, which will really help you get over all the fundamentals, and it'll go over all the fundamentals of singing and some exercises which you can practice daily and really become a more a robust, a more confident singer, a confident vocalist. So when you can go out there on stage, you can go to the karaoke night and blast it and do and have a time of your life, like have a ball when you go there. So really, I highly recommend it. If you haven't checked it out, check it out in the link below. It's a free 5-part video series with some couple of bonuses and a few exercises thrown in there as well, which will really help you. And I hope you really like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Check out my other videos on my channel. And if any other person, if you have any other recommendations of checking out any other live performances, I would love to know that. I would love to watch that as well and give you my my take on it. And of course, I'm also learning with my vocal coach as well. Like I only do things with share things or encourage other people do things which I do myself. And going through so many different vocal coaches, going through so many courses, I've been able to distill it down to these 5 fundamentals, which you really get it right, you will be able to become a lot more confident singer. And not just technically, but you will have confidence in yourself. So you know in your bones that you are actually very capable in these different realms of your right. For example, one is breath control. If you really develop solid breath control, if you have good breath control, before you go and perform on stage, you do like 3-4 exercises to make sure you are in the zone. You will have so much confidence when you go on stage, and I covered that in real detail in my 5-part video series, so definitely check it out. And I'm a huge Charlie Puth fan. He was in Vietnam, he's coming to Singapore, so I'm going to see him there as well. So I'm gonna have a ball of a time with my friends. So I wish, if you haven't guys seen him live, and if you're a fan of his, definitely go out there and watch him live. And give it a thumbs up if you really like this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, happy singing and have fun. Have a blast of a time and sing your heart out.